Hey everyone, so today I'm going to introduce you to this cool feature in Olvy which is called as themes. So what themes does is basically look at, some of the frequent topics that your users are talking about with much more context. Just to give you an example, we already had something called as keywords extraction. So in keywords extraction, what we used to look at is the repetition of the keywords in all the customer feedback that users might be talking about, which gives you the understanding of the frequency of what kind of feedback your customers might be talking about on a repetitive basis. But themes takes it to another level. So let's just see how this basically works and what is the new improvement that we are bringing. All right, so over here, we have a data set where there's like bunch of these qualitative feedback that has been given over here. Now, this is like the new widget that we've introduced in the AI Copilot. So over here, you can see that there's something called as keywords. Keywords is nothing but the repetition of the same kind of words your users might be talking about. Over here, like for example, let's say a lot of people have been talking about ads, for example, right? So I can just quickly look at in the glance that there are around 512 feedback that are talking and mentioning ads in their feedback, and 66% of the feedback has been negative in nature. There's not much more context to it, and in the beforehand itself, you don't really get to know what these users might be talking about, right? Whereas in themes, you can see there is a theme that has been shown over here, which is talking about excessive advertisements. So it goes into the precision of it and also give you a context of what exactly this set of feedback might be talking about. So for example, users are expressing frustration over the high frequency of ads, finding them intrusive and disruptive to their experience. Not just that, it also shows the total number of feedback that it contains, what kind of feedback it is, like what kind of topic it is it, and like what kind of theme it is. It is like a complaint, or is it like a love feature? We also married it with the sentiment analysis so that you understand what exactly is the rage that might be there inside this topic, right? So similarly, there are like a couple of these themes that gets generated for you so that the discovery of your customer feedback becomes much more easier, rather than you going into each point of feedback and then figuring out like, okay, what is this feedback might be talking about. Rather than that, you can actually go through like different kind of topics and stuff like that. You can also load show more just to see like what are some of the other kind of topics that your users might be talking about. And just to look at into this data, it is going to be like dead simple. All you need to do is just click over there and you would see excessive advertisement over here, and it will dissect all the feedback that is talking about the excessive advertisement once you filter that data. And over here, you can just go and do the analysis. Over here, most of the feedback has been a bug report as well as feature request. 75% of the feedback has been negative. And you can also go and dissect a little more. Like for example, I can just go and see what people are actually talking about in negative when it comes to excessive advertisements, right? So these are the two filters that I've just gotten over here, right? And again, you might not need to go through all of this feedback. All you need to do is, because the data has been dissected, you can just quickly go and generate the summary. The idea with themes is very simple because there are two kind of flows, right? One is that what you're looking for. The second one is Olvy helps you to discover what your users might be talking about. So this becomes so much easier to help you discover different kind of topics that your users might be talking about, or maybe just to understand what are some of the top complaints or UX issues and things like this as well, right? So over here, I can see the summary has just started. So it is talking about excessive advertisements disrupting user experience on music app. That is exactly what we knew. See, the nuance is something that Olvy helps you to understand. It helps you to understand and summarize things in a way that you don't lose onto the context that these feedback might be talking about, right? So for example, users are frustrated with the false advertising of 30 minutes of uninterrupted listening. So I think that's the slogan that they use. So as they are still experiencing ads within this time frame, right? So that means there is some of these things that is occurring in the app. Yeah, so you can just go deeper into some of these things. Even if you just want to just see like, okay, there are a bunch of these feedback that have mentioned annoying. So I can just quickly go and dissect that data as well, keep putting that keyword over here, right? And I can just quickly go through all the feedback of why people are talking about being annoying, right? So for example, full of ads, a lot of time I get up to 5 to 30-second ads successively. It's really annoying, right? So this is like the nuance, and like so easy to go through, 5,000 points of feedback, right? And we actually, some of these companies we're working with, we actually process like 30,000, 50,000 points of feedback, and making it like so much easier with our Olvy AI models. So yeah, introducing you to themes, and this is how it basically works. So helps you discover new topics every day when you come to your Olvy workspace, and also helps you to understand like, okay, what are some of the topics that your users might be talking about your product. So yeah, hope you like this feature, and hope this helps you with discovering some of the user voices that your users are talking about. See you soon with a new video or a new launch. All right, till then, sayonara.